Design number 13. Brick villa with tower. A floor plan from the 1850s. The working plan of this design has been prepared for Mr. Walker Fowler of New York, and the house is designed to be erected by him on an agreeable site at Limestone Hill, in the neighborhood of Newburgh. The location has much individual character, and the whole property is well adapted for a country seat. Such a spot, however, is scarcely appreciated in the vicinity of the Hudson River, for an extended water view is, under such circumstances, thought an all-important consideration. Consequently, a situation like this, in which undulating hills intercept the river view from the lower rooms, appears to much less advantage than it would if it happened to be in another part of the country altogether. The site for the house is on an elevated space of tableland. On the veranda front, the hillside descends abruptly and picturesquely some 60 or 80 feet within full view of the drive road, and as this steep hillside is well covered with healthy evergreens and fine deciduous trees, it will form, as it were, a broad and handsome base for the house, part of which, especially the observatory, would be visible from below. On the other side, the formation of the ground is such that the house will be approached without any sudden ascent, as nature has kindly made ample preparation within the boundary line of the property for an easy winding road up to the top of the hill. On the south side is a stretch of fine woods, on the edge of which is just the spot for a stable, and scattered here and there among the trees are large boulders of stone, grouped, by accident, 3 and 4 together, quite artistically, and forming pleasant natural seats and nestling places for ferns and wild flowers. One mammoth boulder, that looks like a sleeping monster, some 20 or 30 feet long, has been split in a peculiar manner by a tree growing into a fissure beneath it, and thus presents a very curious appearance. Large stones like this are often found in quite unaccountable places, and it is supposed that they must have been borne to the spot and dropped, by melting icebergs, ages ago. This solution, whether true or not, is certainly ingenious. But to return to our more immediate business, which is a description of Mr. Fowler's plan. A recessed porch, large enough to serve as a morning veranda, provides access to the principal hall, which is only of small dimensions, but it is provided with cloak closets, and contains the doors to the 3 principal apartments, and to the staircase. The library is in the lower story of the tower, and the design is so arranged that this tower can be omitted entirely when the first contract is made, without a disagreeable appearance being the result. And although the interior accommodation and the exterior effect of the house would be materially reduced under those circumstances, the design would still be fair and complete, and the addition could be made at any time. A parlor and dining room open onto a veranda. Near the dining room is a pantry, a garden entrance, and door to the kitchen, which is in a wing building. The chamber plan supplies 4 bedrooms, and a 5th in the upper story of the tower, also a bathroom and water closet, a linen press, and 2 servants' bedrooms. The observatory is conveniently reached by continuing the staircase that leads to tower bedroom. The roof is arranged as shown on the plan. The intention in this design is to ensure, as far as possible, an irregular picturesque effect, without any sacrifice of convenience or a large outlay of money. As the house is to be built on somewhat of a highland, it seems undesirable to use an acute pitch for the roof, for the trees that surround the site proposed for the house, although vigorous and well-shaped, are somewhat scattered, and of no great magnitude. They would, therefore, scarcely take their proper share in the general composition if the roof were made too prominent a feature. In designs like that for Mr. Willis's house, on the other hand, the rear view is so enveloped with hardy evergreens, omitted for the most part in the drawings, that it is preferable to use a high-pitched roof, as the house would otherwise be in a few years entirely shut out from view. Considerable judgment is needed in settling on the exact position for a house like this, so as to realize all the advantages that the site affords. It must not seem to overhang the descent, where the effect will be crowded, and will give the idea from the road of a small, restricted property. Neither should it retreat very far from the brow of the hill, or the house will be shut out of sight, and altogether lost on a tolerably near approach to the premises. A happy medium, both in the location of the site and in the pitch of the roof, is the desirable point to aim at under such circumstances. This house has not been estimated for at present. It is proposed to be built of brick furred off, the cellars and garret not being plastered. If finished in a plain way, the carpenter's and mason's estimates would probably be a little over $7,000.